When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.
Who's we interviewing? Had to go to,
Well done,
had to go,
Greenwood, man. Well
had
done,
to go
Greenwood.
stir the
High
pot.
fives, man. High
Had to
fives,
go
man.
stir the pot. So they burn.
Hey, Morayo, just quickly, thoughts on Martial.
Poor.
Bro, I want to know what you thought of his performance, bro.
Just told you in one word. Poor.
I didn't hear you.
He was poor. The few chances he got, he wasn't sharp or assertive enough. He was. I think the Martial we saw against Sheffield United is essentially what we would want him to be like if he needs to go to that next level. He needs to be more aggressive in his movement, in his decision making. The same way with where we commend him when it doesn't necessarily come off. You want to see the players putting in that effort. It takes me back to I think what was the season that Drogba blew? 2003, 2004. In Valencia, they had a striker called Mista. And he basically had one outlier season where he banged like 25 league goals, yeah? So Valencia played Marseille in the Europa League final, or UEFA Cup, should I say. Like within the first 2-3 minutes, shot from like 40 yards. He missed. So this guy's scoring today. He is definitely scoring. And he bagged. He beat them 2-0. Now, you just want your striker to be on it. You want him to be about it. And today he wasn't. So
This is what I'm saying. This is the problem I've got with Martial, man.
he looked vexed with himself when he was coming off.
This is the problem I've got with him. You don't know what you're going to get week in, week out.
But this is my issue. People don't need to like fluctuate so much on him game to game. Like, okay, if you're not feeling him and then he bags again against Bournemouth, I don't want you to then be feeling him again. Decide you're either feeling him or you're not. This is what I said to you.
No, but bro, it's not.
I said to you near the start.
It's not like that, bro.
Where you said, he needs to get 25 goals or he's going on the bench. I said, you've already seen enough this season to be able to make a decision on if you want him to start for you next season.
That's why I said.
What should Martial be doing for you? What should he be doing for you guys? Martial, what should he be doing for you lot?
He needs to impose himself in every game. He can't have games like this, especially not against Brighton. Because there's gonna be games where Bruno's not doing it, bro, or Greenwood's not doing it, and you want your 9 to get that scrappy goal in a 1-0 win.
I didn't see the game
I
where
can't remember him having any chances.
I didn't see the game where he bagged
from him.
I didn't see the game where he bagged the hat trick. But what apart from his goals, what was his performance like in that
all
game?
over the place. He was pressing. He was taking guys on. He was holding. He was just being a menace.
Bro, if I could get a Martial that played against Sheffield United 7 out of 10 games, then I'm
that's what
very,
you want.
very happy.
Okay.
I'm not getting that 7 out of 10 games. I'm getting 4 out of 10 of that. I'm getting 3 out of 10 decent performances.
Even 4.
And I'm getting 3 out of 10 poor performances.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The fact that I'm saying 25 or bust, is me just basically saying, rah, if man can score 25 goals, not playing great, then why not give him another chance? Because it's a merit thing. But really and truly, no one can tell me that he gives you a good performance consistently enough. They can't tell you that.
This is what I was saying.
I'll be honest with you. He's been there for what, 5 years now. Yeah, he's been there for 5 seasons now. Yeah. What was your outlay on him?
58 million.
Yeah.
58.
What as a all? Was that like what?
Something plus add-ons, right? 39 plus add-ons.
So he's been there 5 years. So the add-ons must have hit now.
No, because there's stuff like the Ballon d'Or and for France and stuff.
Let's just call it 45 or something, because there's definitely some add-on probably has him. So
he's on the way to 50. Yeah, he's on the way to the 50 mil. Yeah. Okay. Has he hit? He's hit a 20. Has he hit a 20 goal season?
No.
Did he hit a 20 goal season?
Never.
No. He's barely hit a 12 goal season. I just wanted to.
Huh? What?
He's barely hit 12 goals.
What are you talking about? He's hit. Hold on. Shabs,
Sorry?
is that in all comps you're asking or in the league?
Has he both? I don't think he's hit 20 in the league. Has he hit 20 all comps?
He hasn't hit 20. I don't think he's even hit 20 in all comps. I'm not sure he has.
He's got 19 this season, and in his first season he got 17.
Yeah, so he hasn't hit 20 in all comps.
So he's never hit 20.
Okay.
And then obviously, I know that like for his first season he kind of broke through. He was decent. I know that you've had managers.
And we can put it down to poor management. Yeah.
But he's been a consistent use of most of the managers. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he hasn't been consistently. He's been a consistent
No,
use, no. So
He
which
wasn't,
manager dropped him?
he wasn't consistently used by Jose Mourinho. He was
Yeah,
literally
he was out of the scene.
on a game-by-game basis, depending on if him and Rashford played well, they'd start or they'll get dropped by Jose Mourinho. They get shifted out to the right. They get shifted out to centre forward. They'll move all over.
But
People have to. The thing is, people have
in his 5 years at the club, he's been a consistent enough starter.
yeah. That's what I'm asking.
He's been a consistent enough starter in
He
5 years.
He hasn't been consistent. He has not been consistent.
No.
In 5 years at the club.
Different things. Wait, it's different things that's been said. I'm not asking if he's been consistent in terms of his performances. I'm asking.
No.
My point was he's been consistently used by
playing.
I know what you're asking me, and my answer is to the question you asked.
He hasn't.
You're saying no. Okay.
Well,
But
I've asked the chat.
some people beg to differ on that, though. It sounds like some United fans are saying, yeah, he has.
Of course, some people
say
bet to differ. But his best season statistically was probably a season where he played like 39 games and he scored 7 goals or something, and he had like a goal scored every 100 minutes because he was bagging goals coming off the bench and stuff. He hasn't played consistency.
Is that when he scored 11 goals?
That season when you'd prefer him to start off from wide, because when he starts wide, he puts up basically what you consider to be elite wide man numbers. But he hasn't started consistently. This is the first consistent season starting up top for any manager where he's given that faith where you're going to play well one game and that's great, and you're going to have a bad game, but you're going to start again. Players need that faith. The same thing with Mark. The same thing where it's not a lie. And let me finish.
Yeah.
Can we get his numbers? Can we get his call it? Can we get his numbers under Mourinho? Because I think under Mourinho is really where the disparity.
Tell him, yeah.
Like
So
when he started and when he came off the bench when he was unused.
Numbers.
Not under Mourinho. I've got currently. He's got 26 matches played. He started 25 games. He's bagged 14 goals this season. He's got 3 assists. Minutes played 21, 2108, and he's bagged a goal every 151 minutes. Ooh.
Okay, so what did what was so
this season?
You don't like Martial up front?
It's not that I don't like it. It's not that I don't like him up front. I just don't think he doesn't perform well enough up there consistently.
Yeah.
It might come, and that's what I'm saying. Like, right, if he gets 25 goals, and give him a chance to become a more consistent 9. But he's just not consistent enough in any position that he plays. To be honest with you.
What was the Mourinho season? Sorry, because I'm just scrolling through. So what was it?
Mourinho's what? Mourinho's 16, 17, 17, 18, and half of 18, 19, isn't it?
So the Mourinho season, terrible, really. In the Prem, what was it? 25 matches played, 18 started. He bagged 4 goals, 6 assists in his first season. 16, 17.
So that's quite consistent then, no?
Yeah, that's consistent.
18 starts in 25. 18 starts in 25 league games. Is pretty consistent.
Yeah.
How many minutes did he play?
It's over half. 1 second. You want minutes? Yeah. 1 second. For that season, total minutes played 1555. So 1,500.
He was consistently getting dragged though.
Yeah, his minutes per goal were horrendous.
Why do you think he was consistently getting dragged though?
Exactly.
Fair point. But I'm just saying he wasn't playing. But I'm saying the way you make it sound like as well that consistency is like.
The point you're making is when a manager wants to back a player, a younger player who's coming into form, you play them when they're playing well and when they're not playing well. The only managers he's had that consistency to build up his form under are LVG, Solskjaer. It's really that simple. I don't think it's long to explain. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love?
What do you love?
I love when it's like your player and you surround it with context. And I don't want to mention his name. Because his name's been brought up too many times. But how old is Martial?
As long as you're calling him Ruben.
You know who I'm talking about. As long as you're calling him Ruben. You talk about consistent starts. And you talk about consistent starts.
I don't want to hear
He's 24. He's 24 years old. So his best goal scoring season. This is his best goal scoring season in the Prem. I swear.
Yeah,
it is.
14 goals.
Yeah.
14 goals.
I'm in the age at 24, and that happens sometimes.
That's mad. He's 24. That's crazy. That's nuts, you know.
I don't think that's nuts at all. It's his first season.
It's not. Yeah.
Apart from the phenoms, most strikers don't start bagging goals till they're 25 and upwards. So it's kind of making sense. So the reason why Timmy, you can have your opinion. I'm not even mad at Timmy having his opinion. Just the idea of an arbitrary number to make your decision for you is absolutely nuts to me. Either you've watched him and you've seen from him to make a decision, or like for me, if he scores that's why I said if he scores 24 goals, are you keeping him?
Yeah. Yeah, but bro, I also said to you that even if he gets 25 goals, I still don't think he's the 9 to take us forward. But he deserves another chance because he hit the target set for him. Do you think Solskjaer ain't giving him a goal scoring target? Like
how much to be all right? So to be fair, he's bagged 1 goal in the FA Cup. Yeah, so that takes us to 15.
He's got 19 overall.
He's got 19 overall. Okay.
Yeah, he's got 19 overall.
6
more goals.
He's got 19. So he could. So yeah, he's gonna pass 20. He's on course to pass 20 for this season.
So, you know, with these strikers,
which he's never done before.
You got to look at the way they're playing as a striker as well. Yeah, when I watch Martial, I just don't see the reason why I would make my decision, even if he banged 25. I'd be putting my faith in Greenwood. I'd be banging, but I don't care about the 25 goals because I'd be putting. I'm looking at Greenwood as a striker, and I'm saying this guy's a killer.
Either you back him or you don't. Like,
I'm not on the 25 goals thing.
Like, striker is going to be Greenwood because we've seen from youth level and coming into his first season in the adults game, he's got goals about him.
Everything about him is a striker. Everything about him.
Long term, he's the one who's going to be starting up top for us. But for you to come to this conclusion about Martial, I just think it's wrong. I don't think it lacks context and understanding of the experience he's had at Manchester United.
Bro, but what conclusion though? Because I don't think anyone's really saying anything wrong. Guys are just disagree.
No, you and your arbitrary setting of the number 25. I just think
so your problem is with me saying that he should get 25 goals. When I've said to you, even if he does, I still don't think he's the 9 to take us forward.
So that's your opinion. So
25 means nothing, but 25 means okay. I think he deserves another chance to show that maybe he can do it.
So
you understand what I'm trying to say?
Tammy Abraham, 22 years old, 27 matches played this season, started 23.
Okay.
He's bagged 13 goals, so one less, but he's one less.
And no penalties, right?
3 assists. He's played less minutes.
Penalties either.
I know. I forget.
Listen, man, if anyone wants to take me on, make sure the stats are in front of you, yeah? Don't bring my light down. Don't bring my light down.
Tammy's played considerably less minutes as well.
Talk that talk, man. Talk that talk.
Yeah, man. This is what I'm saying. Like Martial is not a striker. Innit? I don't feel like he's a striker. I just don't. I look at Greenwood's play. You look at even people like Timmy's play. All the other strikers play. The way they play as a striker. Like I know all strikers don't play the same, but Martial is so far from it. Like his style of play just does not suit a striker. Bro. Like I don't think.
And he hasn't had the time. For him to mold those parts of his game. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, because from when he first came and he was
he's been here 4 years and that's great. This is his first season consistently starting up front and it's his highest scoring season. Does that not show a positive correlation or not? People are now bringing me Tammy's stats.
What's your let me ask you something.
Let me finish. I'm never starting Tammy up top ahead of Martial. Sorry, Tammy had goals, but I'm never starting Tammy up top.
Morayo, what do you think of Pepe?
These guys love Martial, you know. My God.
Let's stick on the Martial. Let's stick on the Martial. I'm gonna go with Martial before we go to Pepe.
No, we're still on Martial. You don't get it.
Lord.
Okay, my bad. Cook. Go on.
Martial, you don't get it. What do you think of Pepe?
I don't think he's that good.
You don't think because
he cost you 72 million and he's nowhere near a 72 million player.
So it's about what he cost us.
Obviously, it's relative to his price. If he cost you 20 million, I'd say it was a brilliant deal.
Okay.
This is a business. This is business. This is a
But
market. How much you
okay.
pay for a player and what you get and the level they're playing at is all factored into how you assess a player.
But
If I tell you, if I tell you, if I tell you a footballer's dead, of course he's not dead at football, but he's dead
But,
relative to the level that he's playing at.
but Martial cost £55 million 5 seasons ago. It coming out of that same French league. So when you factor in inflation and all of that at the time,
He was
over 5
£89 million.
it's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's pretty much the same market value, if not more. So yeah.
Standard conversion is 120 million.
Yeah.
I just did it just now.
Hey,
No,
Dan,
and you know why? The only reason I'm asking really about Pepe is because the points that you were making about Martial when you're saying, well, it's the first season that he's played consistently up front and in front of goal and with a manager who's got faith in him and that. And I'm listening thinking, this is all, Arsenal fans ain't really defending Pepe like that. When we talk about Pepe, this is all that we're saying. So when you're talking about Martial, I'm listening to you say, "Rah, this is all that we're really saying about Pepe." So it's like, so when I'm asking you what you're saying and what you think about him, you're saying you don't think he's good. Why should we think that Martial's good when you're using?
You don't need to think Martial's good. But then you can but let me finish. But then you can add further context. You can add further context to what I think about Pepe when you listen to the main pod. Why I say he has certain qualities. Why I say if you put him in a certain lineup and you surround him with a right back who's going to create space for him, which allows him to do the things that he does well, he's going to do well.
No, I've heard you say that.
And let me finish. I don't rate Pepe's talent. So then this is where it comes to even further within the conversation. Okay. Let's talk about the player's talent. Positive analysis.
Eye test. Yeah. The eye test as well. Yeah. There's always the eye test.
If I saw Pepe and I rated him and his stats weren't necessarily the best, of course I'd be more bullish. The talent I'm watching is what I think is a top talent. I don't see that Pepe. So add that too.
But what? No, that's a fair point.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Go on.
Go on.
No, so I was just gonna ask, what have you seen in Martial? Because you've given a defense of him, and I hear your defense, and there's even a part of me that could say, yeah, cool. And you know me, Morayo, I listen to you. I've always said, yeah, you're objective in your analysis of players, just generally. I know what your alliance is, but you're objective. So I hear that. I'm always going to hear it from you, a bit different to a man who I know is biased. But what are the qualities now that you see in Martial?
Fast, he's strong, he's a dribbler,
PMP,
he can finish.
Finisher, he's a good finisher.
F&S.
Speed and strength.
Yeah.
Those are it. Those are the 4 qualities he needs, and he doesn't necessarily need any more. It's just how he uses qualities on the pitch. It's that simple. I'm content to give him more time to show what he can do. Like Ollie said, he knows that we back him, and he knows we'll give him time to improve. I didn't expect the performance that we got against Sheffield United again in the next game, because if he was performing like that consistently, we would be discussing Martial anyway. That performance shows.
But bro, this is the problem, though. This is the problem.
I feel like when Lewis came in. All right, go on. Let Morayo finish, and then I've just got one more point after that. Go on.
Performance shows that this is a player who is trying to earn his game. If this was his 3rd season doing this, then my opinion on him would be completely different, because then I've seen you try and it's not clicking. But your 1st season, you hit your most goals. I'm seeing you're putting in these performances once in a while. I'd be ridiculous not to want to see you have a 2nd season and see how many of your 5 out of 10 performances you can turn into 7 out of 10 performances. Yeah, simple.
So once in a while, he's once in a while at this moment, yeah?
Hat tricks once in a while, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not always 9 a.m., yeah?
Oh, it is 9 a.m. It's been 9 a.m. 19. It's been 9 a.m. 19 times this season.
Morayo. When was the last time that Martial put a run together of 3 consistently good performances in the league?
Great question. Morayo?
Probably not. He hasn't played in the best team this season. Played without Rashford.
Bro, I don't want to hear that. Do you know why I don't want to hear that? Because Danny Ings is playing with Southampton.
Actually, since Bruno's coming, he's probably put in 3 good.
Go
have to
on,
go
go
back.
on, and I want you to have
So
a look
against
at
top
our results.
against
Have a look at our
against
results, and then tell me, because what
No,
I
because
see is one good
against Tottenham.
performance,
football's not played on your stat
one bad
sheet.
performance, one good
Football's not played on
performance.
your
Yeah,
stat
but
sheet.
bro, do you not watch the games? You
No,
watch
no,
the games, right?
that's why
You
I
watch
can't
the
remember.
games.
No, but I just said I can't remember off the top of my head, and you said
You need
just go back.
Elijah.
You said go back
You
and
need
look,
Elijah.
go back and look at the
Listen,
stat sheet.
well, hey, it's all right. We can discuss this in Muga later, bro. We can
I
discuss
mean,
No.
what
this in
what
Muga
Let's
later.
discuss it now.
But
We're
because
live. We're live.
if he's gonna say because
so,
if he's gonna say football ain't paper on paper, we're gonna have to go into the games, and one might have to go and rewatch the highlights or whatever, or blah blah blah. If he's gonna say that
Timmy,
he can't, he can't.
you're on his
he,
neck.
Yo,
Don't get off.
he has
You're on his neck. Keep on going.
bro, I'm saying,
so he has
bro, he
wait, wait, wait,
hasn't
wait,
put,
wait.
he hasn't strung
And
together three
say,
consistently good performances in the league this season. He just
Okay,
hasn't
wait.
done it, bro. I like Martial, bro. I'd love for him to succeed at the
Timmy,
club, but we put him on this
one thing
pedestal
for me.
that he
Timmy,
don't need to be on.
Timmy, can you do one thing for me? Just be calm when you talk.
Bro, I'm calm, bro. Why does
Yeah,
he
let me
get
let
so
me
aggressive, bro? I'm calm, you
And
know.
you're shouting, please, man. Because
My
actually,
bad.
I feel need to butt in and shout over you. Just talk calmly, bro.
Bro, I'm
yeah, let me
grown,
yeah,
fam.
let's all
This is my
let's all
voice, bro. You gotta take it or leave it, fam.
Now we got
let's
two.
all
So
Speak.
hey guys. I haven't finished.
Go on, back.
Hey
Go on.
guys. I haven't finished. So I'm just looking at. So anyway, for me, yeah. So the 5 season thing is a bit because I get that. Look, there are situations. Yeah, it hasn't always gone his way. The manager changes and whatnot. But he has had 5 seasons in the Premier League, which to me is more than enough time for a player to be saying like, yeah. And bear in mind, yeah, he does play for one of the top teams. You've spent so much. That side has spent so much money. How they spent it and whatnot is a different story. But they spent
Matters, though. How can you
they
say
spent
is
so much. They've spent so
quality is
much money, and then I'm looking at his number, and I caveat a bit of this with the fact that yeah, he was very young. He was a very young player at Monaco, but he bagged 15 goals in 72 games when he was at Monaco, and he's bagged 70 goals in 228 games for Manchester United. And to me, this is like I don't think he's going to hit a level or clap goals in a more consistent manner than this. When I'm looking at the patterns and his trajectory, he's
Thank you.
already
can I be honest now?
at 24. He's already like an established.
Wait, stop. Can I be honest now? Because I know we're all having fun and stuff like that. But from my opinion, my perspective, 70 and 220, that's like 1 in 3. And if he's
Yeah.
played
That's a good
majority on the
return.
wing, yeah, that's really good. If he's playing on the wing,
That's a good
that's
return.
really good. And don't forget, you're an Arsenal fan, so let me relay it to you. Thierry Henry didn't bag until he was 24, 25, no? Thierry Henry was playing on the wing at Juventus, no? Until a man like Wenger gave him confidence to play regularly up front, no? So it
Thierry
just
was
seems like
23.
man like Martial is on the same trajectory as your legend. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Thierry Henry,
I'm
fair
sure
enough.
Henry was
No,
younger, though.
wait. You asked me a question. Wait.
no, Dan's trolling. Dan's trolling. But
Let me
do
answer it.
you know what's
Yeah.
he's in his first season playing up top, and he's bagged the most goals. This is a team that we talk about every week, benefit of quality and chance creation, and he still
Yeah.
bagged his most goals. So for people to be like, I'm done with Martial after the season he's had now, that to me is mad. You may as well have been done with him
Bro,
halfway.
nobody's saying that though. But there's a reason why every United fan wanted Haaland so bad. There's a reason why every United fan saying that Greenwood's going to take Martial's spot. There's a reason why we're doing this. If Martial's supposed to be that guy, if he's supposed to be that guy, then we're not looking for man to replace him.
100%.
But we are. Why are we looking for guys to replace him if he's supposed to be that guy?
Everybody wants everything now. People were asking for people to replace Rashford.
Because everybody knows. Because everybody knows.
People asking for Pogba to go.
Everybody knows that if we bought Haaland, if we signed Haaland, then Martial would be sitting on the bench and we'd probably be better off than we are right now.
Okay, so then why are fans asking for Pogba to go?
We've
because he's
come
not
on,
good?
listen.
Bro, the media
Seeing the
agenda on Pogba was
Premier
ridiculous.
League, yeah.
Okay, so now one is media agenda, the other one is the fans are
Wait,
right.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. You see in the Premier
So you're
League,
trying to tell me that Martial's has the same media agenda that Pogba has? Is that
No,
what
the
you're
point.
really trying to
No, no,
say?
no.
So
The
you
point
see,
I'm making is I only want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear. Oh, but the fans think. Tell me what you think.
Bro, you know what I think, bruv. I've made it quite clear. I've
Yeah,
made
but
it quite clear.
I don't want to hear what the fans think. I can tell you the fans have wanted rated players out every single year at Manchester United. That's irrelevant to me. That's irrelevant in my analysis of a player's ability.
I know that he's been used. I've watched United enough times to see him
Of course he's
start
been
on the
used,
left.
bro.
No, wait. I've seen United enough times to see him be used on the left-hand side, yeah. But I think that's over-egged a little bit as well. He has played a number of games playing through the middle as well, and a number of games where he's played through the middle.
I'm telling you, this is. I'm telling you this is his first season consistently starting up front. Are you telling me that I'm lying?
Well, it's your team. You watch them more than me.
It's a yes or no,
know.
bro.
No, you would know the detail. I don't know like that. You watch them more than me. You're
Right, so,
United.
bro,
You watch them more than me. So it's your team.
What you're telling me, Roberto, is that I've watched United enough to see he's consistently started and he's played a lot of minutes. The season
I can't argue with you about that.
season that
I can't.
he averaged 62 minutes a game. I'm telling you that Rashford and Martial, all our players have suffered under Jose Mourinho. Have suffered playing for Jose Mourinho. For you to not factor that into their development at the age of
But Mourinho was half of his. Mourinho was only half of his time
the
at United.
And he probably still started more games than he didn't under Mourinho as well.
Quite important
No, he
years.
definitely
Quite
did.
important years.
No, he definitely did. I read out the numbers.
This
I read out the
season,
numbers under Mourinho.
the season Rashford is having this season, he would have had this season 2 years ago if he was playing under a more
Consistently at left wing as well.
playing under a more. What really has Solskjaer done that's been groundbreaking?
Nothing.
Other than just letting them consistently go out there and play. What's our pattern of
Solskjaer
play?
ain't done nothing. Solskjaer ain't done.
All he's
Solskjaer ain't done nothing.
all he's done is let them play.
He played in
All
them. Played them.
he's done is let them play, regardless of if their form goes on or if their form goes off. What I am telling you, people, because 2 years ago, man were dissing Rashford weekly as well. The Man United fans were dissing Rashford too. So I'm just telling you guys to apply a bit of context to what you're saying. This is Martial's first season up top. This is highest scoring season. Yes.
I keep hearing this word context, like guys aren't applying context.
Yeah, no, and
I don't understand.
And Morayo, I hear a lot of what you're saying, but the thing that's rattling me a bit is context, because context is applied to loads of things, bro.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's not like I personally. Let me just finish. I personally haven't heard I haven't heard anyone in this chat, in this conversation, not applying context to the Martial situation, or not applying context to what has happened with Manchester United more broadly, or what has happened, not applying context to the period of time that Martial's been at United. Like I've heard people saying, like I haven't even really heard no one going at Martial like that. People are talking from a factual standpoint.
Bro,
I hear
you
your
know
point.
what I mean?
I hear your point, Morayo, though, about qualitative. No,
It's
where
bare defensive, and no one's saying he's not a quality player. Like,
No, where I hear you, what you're saying, Morayo, is you need the qualitative with the numbers, and that's fine. Like that's true. That's facts. It's true. Like you need the eye test as well. The numbers are only one part of the one piece of the pie. Do you see what I'm saying? But I haven't heard no one saying it in a way that, like, oh yeah, like, you know, really, really getting onto him. I just think it's true. Like, it's difficult to name games where Martial has played well consistently in terms of his performance levels, in terms of his application. He had a great hat-trick the other day, and today he's been virtually non-existent. In the Tottenham game, he was non-existent. You know, when they played Tottenham, there was
and when he did get a chance, a chance that elite strikers are putting away,
non-existent.
Okay, that's
and then the only other thing is that that it's true. Like, this is why I was asking about Pepe. I'm not trying to compare Pepe and Martial, by the way. I was playing devil's advocate when I was asking you those questions. Yeah, I hope people know that and understand that about me. Sometimes I could just have a sarcastic or cynical way about me, whatever. But I was just trying to ask for for bearing. But more broadly, yeah, we're now in a time where players in the Premier League come into the Premier League, and the expectation of them, especially now where players are going for more money, is that they hit the ground running, and the adjustment time and the adjustment period is much less. So Drogba didn't hit the ground running until his third season. Ronaldo, it took him 3 seasons really before he really found his form. We all know the story with Gareth Bale. Hazard didn't hit the ground running. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there are players who really did not get to it as soon as they come. You know what I mean? Salah, like, we know what happened with Salah. Maybe the circumstances were a bit different, but at Chelsea, he wasn't really rated like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Had to go away, come back, and then he hit it differently. Do you know what I mean? So,
but do you know what the difference
we're talking
is,
about
though?
a player.
These guys did it at a younger age.
But we're talking about a player who has still gone for a huge fee, considering that he was a teenager, yeah, and has come to United, whatever the weather was, whatever the circumstances were, he's gone for a huge fee, with the view to that fee rising based on performance or whatever, and it's taken him 5 years, 5 seasons, yeah, and he hasn't capped a 20-goal season. Well, not even that, because to be fair, the 20-goal season, that's a little bit, maybe that's a bit harsh, but his goal numbers have been quite shoddy for some of them seasons. As I'm just looking at them right now, I'm thinking, his minutes to games, his minutes to games, his goals to minutes, some of them horrendous. You know, like, if I'm just being real, like, I'm seeing 300, I'm seeing 200 and something. I'm saying, whoa, this is a bit. I didn't really know this about Martial. I'm learning about him today. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. But yeah, I say much more about it. I ain't going to say much more. To be fair, this is just what. Yeah.
I say use context. I say use correct context. That's all. Use context. We see what we want to see, isn't it? It is all about how we choose to interpret it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I can't argue with that. Yeah. There's not a lot that you said that I could argue with at all.
I don't think he's wrong. I just think it's his opinion. It's literally just his opinion, and there's nothing wrong with the opinion. But someone else will have a different opinion, and I don't necessarily feel like my opinion's wrong either. It's just how you see it.
And Shabs is wrong.
Pardon? My opinion? What's my opinion? What did I do?
Opinions are wrong.
What did I do? Yeah, you was that Shabs. What did I do? I'm just asking questions, bro.
Oh, we're cool. I can think your opinion's wrong, and we're still cool.
I know, bro. I know we're cool.
Doesn't mean you did anything wrong, bro.
I know. Like, what was my opinion, though?
220.
What was my opinion?
220. Martial.
Those weren't my opinions. Those are just facts, bro. These are me reading facts.
Yeah, I'm responding to the fact. 220. The career that Martial's had at Manchester United is pretty impressive, actually. You think the vast majority of his games were played wide left? Get some of the stats boys to run it, and we'll probably throw Muga. I'm interested in actual.
I think really what because this is massively important when you're talking about this, because I think people forget how bad Mourinho was managing some of these players in terms of their development, in terms of them feeling, even feeling good when playing that on the pitch and that. Like, these men were fucking down in the dumps, cause like boy. I know from
it's all of them have suffered under him.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think it's massively important.
There's no way you can watch Martial, who the second half of his season under LVG almost carried us to top 4, and watch him under Jose Mourinho and watch him be indirected by the manager. Then what Solskjaer come in, put faith in him.
I agree, and that's the thing. I feel like,
and your conclusion be the conclusion that Shabs and Timi have come to. Sorry, I've just
no. Bro, you have to stop doing that.
I want to head to me.
You have to stop doing that, bro.
Yeah,
you have to stop doing that, bro.
I agree.
Honestly, because at the end of the day, I keep saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Say it again.
Martial is a great player. He's a very good player. However, he's not an elite 9. That's it. That's literally my only argument.
I didn't call him an elite 9 either. When have I called him an elite 9?
No, but you asked me, should I put my faith in him? And I'm saying, even if he hits the target that I want him to hit, I still don't think he can ever be an elite 9. But I just feel like he should get another chance to prove that he can do it. Because players can prove fans wrong, bruv. He might turn around next season and hit 50 goals. Who knows? But at the end of the day, me watching him now, I don't think he can do it. It's got nothing to do with anything else. Martial's a great player, a great guy. I love him, bruv. I'll defend him more times than I won't. But you can't act like I'm trying to like devoid context or something, because I'm not doing that.
Bro, that's calm. I'm allowed to think your opinion's wrong. Furthermore, I said at the top of the thing that regardless, Mason starting for us, he's going to be our starting striker. So essentially, whatever we say, we're coming to the same conclusion, but the things in between are different. That's all. I think with that, we've gone probably way longer than we usually go on these lives. I enjoy
Great content. Timi, come back next time.
But yeah, lads.
Yeah, great.
Dan, can we get a live for tomorrow?
We got technical downtime scheduled. Technical scheduled downtime tomorrow. So we'll see you in the next.
Make sure that this is running tomorrow. This must run tomorrow.
We got technical scheduled downtime. Have a good night, guys. It's been Touchline Live.
Safe, boys.
In a bit, man.
That's one. All right, cool.
Yeah, that was good.
Easy.
I'll drop on the Discord where we win tomorrow. Safe.
Yeah. We'll be on.
Yes.
When I spit bars in a rave, man, I go hard like Santan.